Me and one of the other dads from school are going to take off to the Coromandel. So I'm in Auckland. Going to the Firth of Thames. Okay, so we're just starting the run out of, I think we were on, run out of Thames. Laurie and I, we're heading up towards Coromandel now. The Coromandel township, which is part of this whole Coromandel peninsula. From Coromandel, maybe about 10 k's after that, I think, is Colville, and the sealed roads sort of finish there, and then you get onto the shingle roads. We'll head up. There's a place called Port Jackson. There's a DOC, or a Department of Conservation camping ground up there. We might stay there, but I suspect, I mean, I've stayed there before, I think Laurie has separately as well. We might go one further on, but I'd quite like to. It's called Fletcher Bay, maybe another 10 k's past Port Jackson. And there's another Department of Conservation camping ground there, which is a bit smaller, might have some more sheltered sites, and certainly one from my point of view that I've not stayed in before. So that'll be really good to do. So that's the sort of goal of today, is to get up to one of those. I think get about 2 hours away from that. It's only about 88 k's, but the shingle road's pretty slow depending on its condition, if it's just been graded or not. And obviously these roads aren't too fast either. We're only doing about 40, 50 k's, 60 k's an hour at the moment, just sort of tootling along. It's pretty wet, but also just enjoying the scenery. Tomorrow we'll probably come back from Fletcher Bay, that's where we're at, back towards Colville. I think from Colville you can cut across to Port Charles and then go up the top to the other side. So from Fletcher Bay, it's not far from Stony Bay, which is, I think, we would then aim for, but you know, you can only walk between them, you can't actually drive between them. So you sort of come back this way and then go out across onto the other side. So I aim to go there, but I think we'll probably get there, you know, morning or lunchtime, so probably come back and then maybe, you know, if everything's going well, then have a look at some other shingle roads in and around the Coromandel. I'm not sure where we end up tomorrow night, but it should be a heck of a lot of fun, because I imagine, as you can see just going around here, this Coromandel Peninsula is absolutely stunning. This is the Firth of Thames side, where the water's, you know, a little bit discoloured, sort of muddy. It's a little bit more sort of, I suppose, it doesn't look that rugged, but a little bit more rugged looking. The other side of the Coromandel has got lots of beautiful beaches, some just absolutely outlandishly beautiful beaches. So we'll probably pass some of those tomorrow and have a look at some of the sort of more remote beaches, which should be a lot of fun. So we're on our way to Coromandel. For anyone not from New Zealand, this is, yeah, certainly for Auckland people, this ride around the Coromandel, there's sort of a northern loop and a southern loop. I must admit, I don't know the loops too well. I have been to the Coromandel a couple of times, but some people do this like really regularly, so they know it super well. But yeah, this is like a real well-known bikers road. A lot of people will be hanging off these corners, know them really well. I certainly lean over a bit more, but it's kind of wet. You see the road surface is very variable, you just don't know what's on it. I've experienced a little bit of a front wheel slide before, not today but on another day, and don't really want to do that again, so I'll go around these corners very gingerly, unless I can see it's obviously nice and dry in advance. coming into Coromandel town. Coromandel town is a lovely little town. A fair amount of tourism because it's sort of the main, well, it's not the main town, it's sort of the main town on the west coast. Whoa, slipping underfoot. Just heading north out of Coromandel town now. In fact, we just passed Shelley Beach, and there's more of the same. There's beautiful inlets, really cool little batches. Don't know if you can see down there through the trees, down to the water's edge. Oamaru Bay, fabulous. Love it. Drive safely, will do. Nice place for a batch. We've just passed through a place called Papa Aroha, north of Coromandel, maybe about 20 k's. Still before Colville. The scenery is still stunning. We're getting right up around the edge, up there around to get to Port Jackson. We're only about 47 k's from Fletcher Bay, so which is past Port Jackson. I can't remember how far in terms of shingle roads. It might be about 40 k's of shingle roads. Really a bit of a degrading road there by the looks of it. Pinnacle Civil, that's obviously an engineering company over here examining, in this case, the road. Just switch the ABS off because I know we're going to be coming into some gravel shortly. There's a Colville General Store. This is a good part of the Port Jackson gravel road. Get the car past. Beautiful. If you want to go down there and get on the beach. Close the visor. Well, fortunately it hasn't been graded for a while, so it's not too loose. Touch wood just at the stage. I just love these trees. Some of them are leant right over on the ground. We just missed some, but a couple of dwellings here, you know, farms. Polaris 4 drives dirt bike. David Brown 990 tractor, like we used to have on our farm. What a magic spot. Imagine living up here. Absolutely stunning. This is what I love about the Coromandel, I have to say. These sort of really coastal roads, and this one is particularly neat because not so many people travel it. Port Jackson, which is up the top, there's quite a big camping ground, which I imagine has a fair number of sites, and Fletcher Bay itself has over 100 sites, so you know they have a fair amount of traffic, particularly in the summer. But at this time of the year, which is kind of pretty much middle of winter, not so much. I don't think that really counts. So this is a good shot of the coastal shingle road up towards Port Jackson. different car coming around the corner too fast around here. Oh, cool. Lovely. Well, beat that. Yep. It just gets better and better. A bit of a slightly washed out. Well, not a bit washed out, but you know, water action on the road. Okay, so this is actually at Port Jackson camping ground now. This is a dock camp, and it's kind of like a ribbon that goes along the sea here with campsites all along it. That's the sort of the camp office. Is lorry, and these facilities that are long drops that go all along it. You can see down there there's a sheltered area. Along there's more campsites. I think it's, I don't know, well, I stayed here once, and I think it's almost like a kilometre long. It's a lovely camp, so it'd be an amazing place to come in the summer, especially. I've only ever been here in the winter. You see what I mean? Here in a sec. Got this undercover area, the kitchen, which is helpful. The road to Fletcher Bay from Port Jackson. We're only about half a k from Port Jackson. Fletcher Bay is probably another 6 kilometres. I've gone the distance before, I've never actually been the full way, and it's not arduous at all. It's just I went to take a shot last time I was here with my camera. I went to do a half donut to turn around, ended up dropping the bike, and oh cool, here we go, I thought. Cool. Hope Laurie's bike's okay, because it seems when it's wet there's ignition problems. Anyway, that's cool. So we hope we don't have too much rain, otherwise it might be stranded. Anyway, this will be interesting to see what it's like going over to Fletcher Bay, because it's just that little bit further again, and yeah, I guess less people would come to it, so should be good. And it was about here actually, I think, that I did my half donut and dropped the motorbike last time, 4 years ago. My back still hurts today. So that might have been about as far as I actually got. And I picked it up and had a couple of goes at picking it up, and it was, I picked it up after I'd already pulled my back because there's no one else around, so it was one of those things you just had to, and I felt I had to, and Jesus, it hurt so much. There we go. Alright, opportunity. What's that?
Got a little bit of cell phone coverage.
Oh yeah, cool. Okay, I might use that. Well, that's coming down into Fletcher Bay, or I presume so. Well, it is going towards Fletcher Bay, but I'm just not sure if it's like over the other side of that point over there or not. The coastline looks lovely. Brake contortion. Say these TKC 80 tyres are really good. They're so much better, they're infinitely better in my opinion than the TKC 70s on this sort of terrain. I honestly felt like the TKC 70s were a bit like you had the ABS on, they'd sort of, well, they wouldn't even grab at all actually, but it would, you just felt like you'd hardly slow down. And then no surety about where the front is, whereas on the front here with the TKC80s, so just unbelievable by comparison. And thank God too, because I really thought that it was me, not the tyres. So tentative, but yeah, no, these are heaps better. Anyway, this is a cool road coming down through here. It's a little bit wet, but it's not really raining, it's just a bit of a drizzle really. The rain might come later. It was quite a deep ford that we went through before, so hopefully we don't have a huge rain tonight and then we get stuck. Although we've probably got food for a couple of days, so it wouldn't be the end of the world. Look at that. We're coming down into Fletcher Bay now. This is where the campground is. There's a few little waves coming in. What's this? There we go. Oh, look at that. Yes. Looks like we actually have a fire if you want to. Well, this is Fletcher Bay. Guys, look at this. Lovely. Look up here. So try not to bog it. Shouldn't have done that. Nice. And something's around here, obviously. There's a lorry. Put the indicators on. Imagine it's unattended.